Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Garage Gym Athlete Podcast. I'm your host, Jerred Moon. The Garage Gym Athlete Podcast is a result of my desire to build better humans, unequivocal coaches, and autonomous athletes. I've spent the last several years obsessing over program design, nutrition, and every other way you can optimize human performance. This podcast distills the latest scientific research with what I've learned and blends it with the not-so-scientific field of mental toughness. We are here to build you into a dangerously effective athlete. If you enjoy this podcast, you can find out more about our training at garagegymathlete.com. And if you want to pursue more into the field of coaching and programming, head to endof3fitness.com. Thanks for listening. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Garage Gym Athlete Podcast. Jerred Moon here with Ashley Hicks, Kyle Shrum, Joe Courtney. Lady and gentlemen.
Hello.
Hola.
All right, Kyle, I think you're looking like you got something squirrely today.
Oh man, I get to go first.
What's the update from you?
I don't know if I can handle this pressure or not. Okay. My update is I'm getting into disc golf.
Dude, I love disc golf.
As a hobby because I don't have hobbies. So
it's good to have hobbies.
Yeah. I've got some friends who play a lot of disc golf. I've played disc golf off and on. It's never been like a serious hobby for me. It's not like I'm just now starting playing disc golf. I've been playing disc golf for a while, but starting to get a little more serious about it, turn it into an actual hobby. So
do you have like your own
set? Are you gonna enter some tournaments and stuff? Is that what you mean?
I'm not at that level yet, but playing a couple times a week, get out of the house and stretch my legs a little bit.
You do go through the same highs and lows as regular golf.
Yep.
To where like you're gonna throw it and you're gonna hit some trees, lots of trees. It's gonna go straight down. But then that one time you're gonna get an awesome shot and you're like, yes, this is why I do it. And then you're gonna be back to crappy again.
Makes the whole round. One good shot is all it takes.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's fun,
disc golf and regular golf.
I played a lot of disc golf in high school.
Yep.
You're talking about serious. My brother, I wasn't that serious. I just played some. My brother and his friend, his best friend in high school, they were very serious. They actually entered in tournaments and everything. But yeah, I did a disc golf marathon once. I think we played like 120 something holes in a 12-hour time period.
Wow.
They were all different courses too. So we had to drive to I love disc golf. Let's play. I'll come to.
Can that be the next team outing? Forget these Spartan races.
Yeah, why climb mountains and we could just throw some discs?
Yeah, in the freezing cold rain.
Man.
Tearing hamstrings and stuff.
I'm sure there's a disc golf course on a mountain.
I've started something new now with my new hobby.
It's great. It's the official sport of Endo3 Fitness.
Not a sponsor.
Not a sponsor. How could that be a sponsor?
It's just a thing.
There's plenty of disc golf companies that could be sponsors of the podcast, but they're not sponsors of the podcast. That's what I meant.
It's like milk. You know those old milk commercials? Like, who's behind that? There are a lot of different brands of milk. Like, which milk do you want me to buy?
Oh, Big Dairy?
Yeah,
Walmart.
Big Dairy.
Great value.
Big disc golf.
All right. That's it, Kyle. You play disc golf now.
That's it. That's all I got.
It was all right. Ashley, how you doing?
My updates, I've never played disc golf, so I'm going to be terrible when we do our team disc golf meeting.
Did you say you've never played?
Never played.
But you've thrown a Frisbee.
That I have. And I've actually never played golf. So.
Well, that's a win.
Yeah.
Golf is not fun, but disc golf is great.
I like a little more contact sport, but whatever. I'll deal with the disc golf. My update is we've been living that quarantine life. It's been fun. We've actually, so Scott, basically him and some guys in his squadron tested positive for coronavirus. So like half his squadron's been down and out for the count and lots of people are under quarantine. So as of right now, we're finishing it out. But we're doing good. We've done like lots of bike rides as a family, lots of walks as a family. If we could bike ride everywhere, like ride our bikes to the grocery store or to work, like that's Scott's dream. Like he just would love to do that. But so he's been in kind of a good mood because we've gotten outside and thankfully haven't been in the house unless we really need to, like for Connor's naps and stuff like that. But hasn't been bad. He just had like some sinus issues and then lost his taste, and now it's all back. So he's good to go. And yeah, I've cooked up a storm, prepping for Thanksgiving. We were supposed to leave for Thanksgiving, but now we're going to just do a small Thanksgiving here. So my turkey is almost done with its 24-hour brine, and then it's going to dry off in the fridge. And Jerred's like, "What's a brine?" I'm just kidding.
It's a type of pig, I think.
Swine?
I did that one just for Kyle.
Man. All right.
I have actually heard of that before because Emily has done it before for Thanksgiving. So would I know how to do it? Absolutely not. Do I know it's a thing? Yes.
I never have because my dad never did it. So
You don't brine a turkey?
just keep it simple. Nope. I just inject it.
Do you butter the mess out of the skin?
I inject it with honey butter.
Ooh.
So
That
like I
sounds
have
nice.
this giant
sounds
metal
nice.
I have this metal meat injector, and I inject it before, and then every hour I inject it some more with equal parts honey and butter.
So I'm trying a new thing this year because normally you cook it low and slow. So like for a long time, but now I'm using, he's a chef. His name is Cal Noonan. He's actually from Dallas. He's got a couple of restaurants in Dallas and one in Houston. Anyways, him and Gordon Ramsay said the best turkeys of their life was cooked faster at a higher heat and was able to rest for a couple of hours. And they said that was the best turkey that they've ever had. So I'm trying that this year. We'll see. Because I've done the low and slow and it was good. So we'll see. I don't know. We're going to compare.
I
My
don't think
brother's
Gordon
fried a
Ramsay
turkey.
really knows much about cooking, though. I wouldn't really take his advice on things.
Okay.
He knows more about how to be a TV personality at this point.
Hmm.
No, my brother fries a turkey occasionally, and it's very juicy.
Mm.
Try to stay away from the word
Thank
moist.
you for that.
Yeah.
Ah.
Said it
I did not
anyway.
say this word.
Well, I'm glad Scott's okay. And a question about if you lived in a place where you could go get groceries, like on your bike, how would you carry them back? And how
Mhm.
many groceries do you get? I actually ran into like a logistical problem when you said that. Now, if people listen to the podcast, I don't know a lot about bringing home groceries, so not very good at it.
Back in
As we've
handlebars.
discussed.
So Scott has talked about getting a bike trailer. So actually
is.
one of the guys that he follows, his favorite like financial dude, I think we've talked about him to you, Jerred, Mr. Money Mustache. He lives in
Yeah.
Colorado.
Mhm.
Basically, Scott wants to be Mr. Money Mustache. He wants to ride his bike and put his groceries in the bike trailer and
Retire in like 2 years.
yeah, pretty much. Scott wants to retire by 50, or he doesn't like the word retire. Be financially independent by 50 is what we call it.
It's
So.
a solid goal.
Yeah. But and best part about the whole quarantine life, Connor and I never had any symptoms. So the guys either said superior species, I mean, which, I'm not going to argue there, or we've been eating really well, and I've been supplementing with lots of vitamin C. So maybe that's it. But who knows? It's really weird how this virus is like affect different people in different ways. But either Connor and I are asymptomatic or we just never got it. So.
Which almost led us to do the study about the effectiveness of masks. But somehow a pandemic has become political, so we might stay away from it. But there was a new study on that. If you guys want to Google it on your own, just I think it was, I can't remember which country did it. Some European country. That narrows it down. If you want to go Google it,
30
It's
something
across
of
the
those.
ocean.
yeah,
I'm down
I
to
mean,
Europe now.
we went
Yep.
from like 191 down to like 30. So, but it was a European study on the effectiveness of masks. I won't spoil it for anybody. Joe, nice Christmas tree. If you guys aren't watching, he's got a nice setup, nice little Christmas tree.
Did this partially specifically for Kyle
Mhm.
because we are recording this before
Taking
Thanksgiving,
shots.
and our Christmas decorations are up. This is just my office one. We have a proper bigger one downstairs. Christmas lights are all up. Inside that is.
Our Christmas tree went up on November 1st.
Oh my gosh, that's sacrilegious.
Fantastic. No.
Yeah.
So I'm here to say officially that Thanksgiving and Christmas are joint. It's not separate holidays because there's no such thing as a Thanksgiving movie. As a Thanksgiving movie. There's decorations, but decorations are literally just turkeys. So that's just kind of boring.
And
So
pumpkins.
Thanksgiving, that's more of a
Oh, are we trying to argue that
Halloween.
Thanksgiving's like not a real?
no, it's 100% real on it, but it's part of Christmas. It is the kickoff party to Christmas.
And I think
It's
I
all
agree with you.
joined. Yep.
I'm in the no boat. Sorry, dude.
I
Thanksgiving.
don't,
is
I don't,
its own
I'm not
thing.
going to take up the time required on this podcast to explain to you how wrong you are. So we'll just say,
Well, he's got some
that-
good points. So maybe we'll catch the counterpoints later. But
Yeah.
I mean, so far you guys have just said you disagree. He had like a whole
Yeah. You just
movie
don't
theory.
like joy. That's it.
that's not what the podcast is about today.
Anyway,
So we'll just move
but
on.
Thanksgiving is still a big holiday for us. Liz loves it. My family's always been big into it. So I've been cooking and prepping food all this week. Each day I kind of have a new thing to do. And I'm also, for the first time, doing a turkey on a grill because our oven here is tiny and it does not fit my roasting pan in it. So I have to do it on a grill. And I've done tester turkeys here in the weeks leading up to it. That's how serious I am about it. I've done tester cranberry sauces because I've never made it with dates before. I've basically made all of Thanksgiving already, but in a tester version. So that's been fun. And
That's
we're having
awesome.
friends over. Yeah. Liz is reaping the benefits of that. Speaking of food, this is week 2 of counting our macros. And immediately when you guys told me about my macros plus, I switched apps and I haven't even gone back to my Fitness Pal except to like look at recipes, things that we've had. And it's been pretty good. The transition's good. There's still some nitpicky things that I either don't like or haven't gotten used to yet, but that's just minor stuff. Overall, I really like it. And one thing that I said to the group last week that Kyle said that I had to mention was that so there's a concept called the witching hour, and with macros after dinner, there's what I'm calling the munching hour, and what that is Liz and I in the
Try to
kitchen
fit the rest of your macros in that hour or something.
looking at what we have. We're reading off, okay, I need 20 of this, 30 of this, but only 4 of this. And then we go on like a scavenger hunt, like we're in Legends of the Hidden Temple, and we're trying to find the 3 pieces to create the statue to open up the door to go get our medallion. That's
Solid
like
reference.
Man.
Yeah.
Well
Deep, right?
done on that.
Yeah,
Good
that was
job.
good.
So yeah, basically every night is just this little scavenger hunting game, and then like because on my macros plus it puts you in the green, like there's
Mhm.
regular green and dark green if you're good, and we're just like green. So
Mhm.
it's been fun. It's not too bad.
I feel like your household would be fun to live in for like a week. It'd just be
But anything beyond that,
Yeah, just a week. Only tolerable for
unbearable.
a week.
no. I wouldn't want to overstay my welcome. Okay.
Checking out on this day, and you can't convince me otherwise.
No, that's not what I mean. See, like when I did macros and I wouldn't hit, like it just depended where it was. If I was not hungry, I didn't eat. Like I didn't try to like hit it. I just didn't want to overeat because I think Jerred, you even talked about how Emily would be like so nitpicky, want to get it to the exact precise number, like that it was
She crazy.
actually, yeah, 2 nuts. So
She is a
Anyways.
perfectionist about that kind of stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
We're not even like trying to get super specific within it, but when it comes to after dinner, we're both like 400 calories shy of
Ooh.
our calorie deficit goal for some reason. I don't know why. We're just not eating that much, or it's just like we're really trying to regulate us. But so after dinner, where it's like today was fun because I have to make room for Thanksgiving, so I'm cleaning out the fridge and eating all of our leftovers, and I was just one after another. Yeah, so that's not been too bad. And then we did 3 rep maxes today on strength. I'm just going to end on this because I was pretty happy with my squat numbers. Press was also pretty good too. Both of those, I think I was right at about 90% for my 3 rep max. I
Nice.
3 repped my 90%. So possibly looking forward to Fit Week to see if I can PR.
Yeah, you're stronger than I thought you would be.
Thanks.
Having taken the year off from a barbell.
Yeah.
No, I saw you posted. I think you did 335 or something for 3, right?
Yeah, that was 91.7% of my max.
That's
Only 30 pounds off.
That's respectable for going like barbell free for like 6 or 7 months or whatever.
It's all the pre-Thanksgiving turkey and cranberry sauce.
Yeah, something like that.
That's it.
All right, so I have 2 updates. I announced that EO3 HQ is being built or started, right? But we've already run into like maybe not, because
I thought you already got reservations.
Now
I called it first.
Yeah, she did call it is on the podcast, but apparently there's some sort of rule or regulations. I live where there is not I have a septic tank, so we're not connected to the city or anything like that. And there are regulations about size of structures because there's going to be a bathroom in this building. So anyway, there is a possibility that due to our current house size and that we were going to try and tie into the one septic system, the county might shut us down before we even get started. So if that happens, the options are not have a bathroom, which I don't like that option. I'll end up peeing outside a lot, or find out an alternative. So I'll keep everybody up to date because this is going to take like a year if everything does happen. So I'll keep everyone up to date on the progress. But right now, we don't know. Could be anything.
You could do like the Chinese where you just have like a hole.
Fill the hole. I mean, it does say composting toilet, but dig a hole in the ground. It's savage.
Yeah, I could.
It was a joke. It was a joke.
Oh, well, it'd be worse for you.
No, he's thinking about it now.
I've already thought about it. I tried not getting the bathroom in there before we started because it costs more money to have a bathroom. And Emily's like, stop being an idiot. You need a bathroom if you're going to work out there.
Just number ones only.
Appreciate you, Emily.
Yeah. Oh, the second thing, I'm going to have to go off camera for a second. See you in a second.
Pans over.
There we go. I got a new phone. You guys,
jeez.
Here it is.
The dumb phone.
And no sponsor. It is a dumb phone.
It's not smart.
It's called the Light phone. It's called the Light phone, and it does nothing. It can call and text message, and it's pretty awesome. I just set it up yesterday, and really, logistically, I'm gonna have 2 phones. So I have like iPhone during the week, and then this is becoming what I'm calling a weekend phone, just to not use my phone. I hate phones. I do. I just hate them. I have since they came out. The first iPhone I got, hated it, and I've been that way ever since. So this is my new phone for the weekends at least. But iPhones are such a useful tool still. You know, if I completely got rid of the iPhone, I'd have to get a GPS for my car, a new digital camera, and then I'd also have to have a phone.
Wait, your Light phone does maps, does it not?
Not out of the box. I think you have to add that to it. I haven't figured that out yet.
Oh.
Literally got it last night. So I haven't done anything. I know there's like, you can add like podcasts to it and other, like they have like 3 or 4 apps that you can, I haven't done any of that yet. But anyway, I do think iPhones are incredibly useful for things like the Team Builder app, where we deliver all of our workouts and, you know, a lot of the way we run the business. But on the weekend, I don't need a lot of that stuff. So I'm going to try going iPhone free, and I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be awesome. So not a sponsor, but go check out Light phone. I think they're pretty cool.
Pager 2.0.
It's a step up from a pager. All right, you guys want to get into study?
Let's do it.
Here we go. I'm going to do something real cool here for the video viewers.
Oh, he remembered.
On time.
There it is.
There we go.
So the study is 8 weeks of high-dose curcumin supplementation may attenuate performance decrements following muscle damaging exercise. This was a very long study in which they said a lot of things, and I'm not going to go over all of it, but I will go over the basics. So they had 63 physically active men and women. They were randomly assigned to ingest either 250 milligrams of a very specific product. It was called Curcumin with 50 milligrams of curcuminoids, or 1,000 milligrams of curcumin with 200 milligrams of curcuminoids. I don't know if I'm saying that. Or a cornstarch placebo PLA for 8 weeks in a double-blind, randomized, placebo-controlled parallel design. At the end of the supplementation period, subjects completed a downhill running protocol intended to induce muscle damage. Muscle function using isokinetic dynamometry and perceived soreness were assessed prior to and at 1 hour, 24 hour, 48 hour, and 72 hour post downhill run. And it was relatively long. I think it was like 56 days, which is a pretty decent study. And that's about all you need to know. I'm not going to go over everything that they were measuring, but what they were really looking at, if you've listened to previous podcasts, we found out there was a great study about how vertical jump is a phenomenal test of your physical readiness to like train that given day. So if you can test your vertical jump and it's a couple inches shorter, you're not fully recovered, you're not going to see as good a performance. And this is kind of what they were doing. It wasn't necessarily with vertical jump, but they were looking at how much power you could produce and how well your muscles were functioning, how much power they could produce. And then they also looked at some subjective how sore are you type measures. So I think that was it's pretty decent. They didn't get into any deep blood work or anything like that, which would have been cool, because I think we'll talk about this in its application for athletes. But I'd also like to talk about curcumin just as like a health type thing, other reasons you might want to consider it. But that's it. I have a very specific takeaway that I'm not ready to share. So I'll just throw it to you guys. What do you guys have on this one?
The vocabulary in this was a mental sweat all on its own, as we found out. It was strange how they only did one time testing and then they tested their recovery from it. So they had, I guess, this entire supplementation period. Normally what I would expect with these studies, what we see a lot of is that, okay, they're taking this supplement and they're doing some sort of fitness testing throughout, even if it's once a week. But this was, hey, here's all your pills, come back every week, and then we'll see you in a couple of weeks, and then we'll do a fatigue test, and then all these other parameters too. So that was kind of interesting why they did that. I wasn't really sure, versus testing recovery over time, or how it might, or also, I guess it takes a while for this supplement to saturate with you, like kind of like it would for vitamin D. So that was kind of curious, and I was wondering for that. But yeah, I didn't really. I want to see what your hidden takeaway was, because reading some of these the graphs on it was a little bit confusing to me, and I said it in our group for how it was. But that's because the results were so minimal, but still there.
Yeah, and they look in reverse, because normally like greater is better, but in these cases, in some of the graphs it wasn't. You'd want it to be more minimal, and so the 200 milligram did win out. And this was not an overwhelming, awesome study for curcumin or turmeric, but it wasn't a bad one either. So because it does come up to close to statistical significance on some areas, which means that something was happening. It's just not phenomenal. But if you look at turmeric usage for athletes in the greater view, like there are a lot of studies, systematic reviews, we could look at all this other stuff. There seems to be a lot of pointing in the right direction of it being helpful for athletes. But my big takeaway is, hey, it could be something that you want to consider for the reduction in inflammation. Other things, like it's being researched right now as Alzheimer's prevention and actually looking really promising. And the biggest deal with turmeric in general is the bioavailability. Everyone's trying to come up with a curcumin turmeric supplement that your body can actually use, because it's very hard for your body to use it. So if it's not combined with black pepper or something else, or made in some very specific way, your body has a very hard time using it, even though it seems like from all the literature that it's incredibly helpful for humans. Not in athletes. I'm talking about for a lot of other reasons as well. But my big takeaway was dosing matters. Dosing matters an incredible amount. So they're going They were taking 1,000 milligrams at the high end, which was 200 milligrams of curcuminoids. And that was the only one that gave a slight edge. Like I said, it's not phenomenal, overwhelming, awesome for turmeric, but they were taking a lot. Other studies, people are taking 10 to 12 grams per day of this stuff, and they're seeing much more dramatic results. So I think dosing really matters. So you'd have to take a lot to see significant amount, and it also has to be bioavailable. So if you go to Amazon, you just buy turmeric, and it's not bioavailable turmeric with like black pepper, then you're going to be probably wasting your money. And then if you do buy the black pepper stuff and you're taking enough for it to matter, let's say 3 or 4 grams a day, you're going to become poor pretty fast because it's very expensive to take that amount of turmeric every single day. So it's a bit unrealistic, but it could help in a lot of other ways. But the reason I say my main takeaway is dosing matters for garage gym athletes out there. And it doesn't just go with turmeric, but all of these supplements out there, recovery drinks, all this stuff, this is what they do. They'll have a study like this that ultimately the takeaway, if you read nothing else, you could just straight up say turmeric is good for athletes. If you didn't dive in any further, you could just be like, turmeric is good for athletes. And then you could look at the greater body of literature and say the same thing. And then they put like 17 milligrams of turmeric in their supplement. And we're almost seeing some results, barely seeing results that are statistically significant at 200 milligrams, 1,000 milligrams total. And all these other supplement companies are putting they call it pixie dusting. They're just putting enough in there to where they can say that it has this cool thing in it. And this is what I want people to start looking at if they are getting fooled by the supplement industry, is that dosing matters on all these things. If you just have some secret powder that has all the recovery things in it, it's not going to work. Like for instance, this was, I made my own supplement 2 years ago. It was the Garage Gym Athlete Recovery. And we were thinking about actually making a supplement for athletes. But once I dove into to get any effective dosage or dosing for what I wanted to do, the supplement was going to be astronomically expensive and no one was going to buy it. Even at scale, mass production, people weren't going to buy it because they would think they're competitors in the market, but there wouldn't really be because of how high the dosage is that we would have that would actually be effective. So I abandoned that plan. But anyway, dosing matters is my main takeaway for that. I'm sure you guys have some other stuff to say about, because I didn't jump into a lot of the details of the study, but dosing matters.
I thought it was funny that they did the downhill run. All I kept thinking about was Tom Cruise, like in movies. Just
you and Tom Cruise running, like.
No,
do you have is he your background on your computer? Tom
What's
Cruise
not to
run?
like, man?
Negative. I do not like Tom Cruise. In fact, I try to avoid movies of Tom Cruise because I know.
So does Liz.
Does he run in a lot of movies?
Oh, all of his movies.
Every movie.
I didn't know if you were being sarcastic, Jerred, or not.
Who's Tom Cruise?
So that's what maybe, I don't know why, that's what I thought about Tom Cruise. But what I said, Jerred, so I agree with you. I was saying when I actually read this study, it made me not want to supplement with turmeric, because exactly what you said, like turmeric has great anti-inflammatory properties. It also has some antioxidants. And if you notice the version of their, that they took, of the curcumin, they had to add stuff to it. So natural antioxidants is what they said. And then basically a chemically modified version of cellulose. So that way it absorbed water better. So it made me wonder, because they took the dose wasn't as much as what am I trying to say here? Basically, I think it didn't get absorbed in the body as well as what they wanted to. And it could have been the dosing. And so, because the placebo group did almost as good as the group that had the most dose, which I think was 200 milligrams or something like that of the specific curcumin. But anyways, the way the results read still didn't quite convince me that it was absorbed in the body well, is what I don't know. That was something that I took away from this.
That's a big takeaway for just the use of turmeric or curcumin. I say both. I'll just say turmeric. I mean, they're talking about curcumin. I mean, that's like the root of what you want, ultimately what's going to be beneficial. But if you go buy these supplements online and a lot of them have, I think it's pepperine or something like that. And it's like this black pepper supplement type thing. And
Biopurine, black pepper extract.
yeah, so it helps you absorb. It makes it like 400 times more absorbable or something like that. And that's what you need, but it's more expensive. And so if you hear good things about turmeric and you go buy a bunch and you start taking it, you're doing almost nothing because your body can't even use it. But like I said, if you do look at all the other research on this stuff, it seems like it's really beneficial. I just don't think that we've had a good way to get it into our bodies. I honestly think you'd probably need like an IV of it. I don't know if they do that, but it seems like an IV of this really strong anti-inflammatory could be helpful for a lot of diseases in general. Like I said, there's a lot of promising stuff that it's doing with Alzheimer's at the moment, but yeah, I think that's a big takeaway is how do you actually get in your body?
I was shocked to see that they didn't really, which they supplemented with people for 8 weeks. So maybe that's why, is they had already like done the study for 8 weeks essentially before they actually did the downhill test. But I was kind of shocked to see that they didn't do any kind of data analysis or data gathering after that one test. They tested them for periods of up to 72 hours afterwards, but they didn't continue the supplementation afterwards. They were only running off of whatever they had ingested for the first 8 weeks running up to it. And I think it would have been cool to see if they had actually put them on a program and continue the supplementation and just seen how it affected them over time instead of just up to 72 hours without any additional supplementation. They just kind of supplemented for 8 weeks and stopped and did this one test. And then they tested, their recovery over the next 72 hours. And I just think it would be cool to see another study done to see if continued supplementation, either continues the benefits that they saw or increased benefits that they saw over time. They did see the 200 milligram group did see reduced muscle soreness up to the 48-hour period. It wasn't a whole lot more muscle soreness. I think at the most it was like 26% less muscle soreness than the other two groups, but still I think, reducing soreness is good. It's especially good for rate of perceived effort for coming back for your next training session. So if you can do something to reduce your soreness, you're going to improve your performance for the next session. And so there's some small benefits to it, but it's kind of like you guys said, to really get the absorption that you need, you have to go for a specific concentration and things like that. So there does seem to be a threshold there for effectiveness.
And that's a big point. I have no idea why they did that, to just kind of piggyback on what you just said. Yeah. Why they stopped the supplementation during the testing just makes zero sense to me. Because if you try to like put this supplement in relation to another drug that someone might take, just think of like ibuprofen. Like if you were to you could take ibuprofen every day after you train and significantly reduce, swelling and inflammation and all this other stuff. But there's a lot of bad that comes with taking ibuprofen every single day, right? And so if you could do it naturally, that would be great. But I don't know why. It's like they missed the point. It's like sometimes these like non-athlete scientists are the one who runs the study and they don't get it. Like they don't understand why an athlete might actually take it. We're not looking for some sort of miracle drug. But if you're telling me like, hey, you're squatting 3 times a week, if you were to take this every single day, you'd be more ready to train on the second day of squatting as you would without the supplement. It might lead me to take it more. I would just have to know I need to take it throughout the training time. So that's very weird that they stopped it. And I think that's a really good point, Kyle. I don't know why they did it. I honestly can't even venture a guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I would agree that I think it would go best with, like, if you're doing a program like ours, 12 weeks. So it's like, if you're already loading up, then it's not all about one training session to get sore from and recover. It's week 2, week 3, week 5 that you really need to actually have that available in your body to keep going with the programs, because they're going to escalate over time. versus just the one training session. You're going to beat yourself up, and it's like, oh, this person recovered a little bit better. But maybe if that was strung out over time, the results might be more obvious.
Yeah. So I would say we didn't say it was awesome, but it's something that everyone could still look into. It's not going to be a miracle drug, but if you are looking for it, I know more than a few functional med docs who will prescribe something of this nature if you have like the C-reactive protein. Is that the one that's the inflammation? If you come back with some high inflammation in your blood work, they'll have you take some sort of turmeric supplement. And to be honest, it actually works. It can reduce the inflammation. So there are a lot of benefits to taking it. So I wouldn't say, I listened to it on the Garage Gym Athlete podcast. They said it wasn't that great. We're saying it's not amazing probably for athletic performance, but there are a lot of other health reasons that you might want to consider it and something that you should look into. And then if you are looking at supplements that also have turmeric in it, probably not worth your time, money, or energy because it most likely doesn't have a high enough dose to matter. All right. Let me take this off the screen and Joe will tell us what we're talking about.
All right. So I think to kick this off, I think Kyle should say what he said yesterday in our meeting, what this topic is.
Non-staple
staple footwear.
Yeah, non-stable staple shoes because my non-stable staple foods got some crap. But we'll just move on from that. So, and this footwear has actually come up. It ebbs and flows in our closed group, and it just came up recently with some people. So I thought about doing this. It's good to kind of touch base because our shoe preferences, kind of ebb and flows, and companies just change designs, things like that. So we're talking about our shoe preferences and like footwear recommendations, and also for different types of training, because we don't just do one type of training. It's not at least for me. I mean, I think Jerred wears most of the same shoes for everything that he does, but I have probably 5 or 6 different types of fitness shoes that I wear for different things. So I'm just
I've
fabulous.
completely changed. So anything you've heard from me in the past about footwear, get ready to have your minds blown.
Ooh.
You can't just say you don't wear shoes anymore.
Why did you ruin it? Great. Now maybe I should just go first.
Yeah.
Jerred's going first now.
Okay.
Let's start with training at least.
So anyway, I run in ultras. I think I've talked about that before. I really like ultras, and I use those for running. And now lifting, I'm just barefoot. So I have 2 pairs. No, I have one pair of shoes that I use, and it's for running. And then if I'm in my garage squatting, lifting, I am barefoot. That is it right now. I do have nanos, but I'm not. I'm a fan of nanos. They fit my foot really well. That's a big reason why, not any other reason. I've tried I've tried the Nike. I've tried the Ultra. Ultra has their own like cross training shoe, but it still doesn't fit as well. So I do like the nanos for like a in the garage doing multiple different modalities type shoe, but that's not the type of training I'm doing at all right now. I literally squat and I run along with Kyle. So when I'm just squatting and running, I'm barefoot and I am in running shoes. So that's about it. And squatting barefoot is fine. I actually like it. I don't have a lot to add to that running because Joe stole my thunder right at the get-go.
Kyle, do you also only do running shoes and barefoot?
No, actually, I'll say
caveman?
this with getting into, running a little bit more and enjoying it a little bit more, whatever. Part of what has helped me enjoy it a little more is having good running shoes. And I went to a store and had them, actually measure my feet and all that stuff, and got good shoes. And it's the first time I've ever had good shoes that actually fit the way they're supposed to fit. And that does make a big difference. And the shoes that I use are Brooks Ghost 12. They're really, really cool. They look really cool. That's also part of it, is I now look cooler running because my shoes are awesome. Brooks Ghost 12. That's the shoe that I run in and just use for general training. I don't have like cross trainers or anything like that. And if I'm not lifting, I will lift barefoot if I'm like under a certain intensity level. So if it's under 75%, I'll try to lift barefoot, especially deadlifting and squatting. I'll do it barefoot just because I don't want to be. So I want to, the reason that I have the weightlifting shoes that I have are because of my ankle mobility issues. And so, but I don't want those to be like a crutch for me. I want to actually work on my ankle mobility as well. And so if I'm under 75%, I'm typically lifting barefoot just so I can also work on ankle mobility. But above 75%, I bought specifically for the BCT track and really happy that I did. I got the Adidas Added Power weightlifting 2s. I bought them from Rogue. I don't know if Rogue has any left, but I bought them from Rogue. They're really, really awesome, and have completely changed the way that I squat. Feel really, really good. So really, I only have 2 pairs of fitness shoes that I use. Now, well, I'll say obstacle course running. The last time I ran the Beast, it was Innovate Rocklight 290s. And so that's what I ran in. So, but
it's a great.
Not a sponsor.
Not a sponsor.
Wish.
Haven't done.
Barefoot is a sponsor, just so you know.
Okay.
Haven't done any Spartan races this year, obviously, because COVID shut them all down. So, but I'll say that, if we're getting into Spartans again next year, then I'll have Innovates on. But anyway, just for every day, it's just those 2.
I'll say one more thing. I had Ultra. You reminded me, Ultra Trail, some sort of Ultra Trail running shoe. I did have that. I threw them away after our last Spartan race. I just put them in the trash. So those are gone. I don't have them. Maybe the next time we do a Spartan race, I'll buy some more. And another thing, I posted it was essentially a cycle PR. So I hit 445 on this squat, and I posted that on Instagram stories, and I was barefoot for that squat. And I will say the comments or replies, messages, whatever it is that I got due to the fact that I was barefoot was overwhelming. A lot of people were like, wow, you're barefoot. I really think you guys should try it out. It's not that crazy. Like
it's not.
No. Socks might be dangerous. Your feet could slip or something like that, especially depending on your platform. But try out some barefoot squatting. It's good for you.
Ashley, what do you got?
So I too only basically use 2 different types of shoes. And it depends. So for running, I thought you were going to steal my thunder, Kyle. That's why I gave you the eyes.
I just went right there, just
you
to
did.
the edge.
You did.
I left enough meat on the bone for you.
I said you should go to a store that has a running test for you. Like they actually put you on a treadmill, or they let you run in the store. Like they have like a mini track. There's a place up in Raleigh that's up in North Hills that I absolutely loved. Like they had this little track purposely for you to see how you run, like if you pronate or supinate, or have high arches or not. You can do, Brooks actually has an online test you can do yourself. I would suggest have someone look at you when you do it though, because you can see if your knees buckle in and whatnot. And then it tries to generate like, this is the shoes that you should use. So I am actually in the launch because I have a more like neutral run. And I think a lot of that is because of pose running. Like I said in the podcast before, I took a pose running class. And so, and I don't have very high arches, and I don't pronate. And pronate just means like you come inside, and you should be able to tell like in your shoes, like where they're wearing down. It's the inside of the shoe, the sole, or the outside of the sole, then you supinate. But anyways, I run in launches. I really love them. Just like Kyle said, Brooks are a fabulous shoe. I used to run in Mizuno's, like when I was just running to run, and I really liked those too. So, but yeah, I switched to Brooks, and then I like my Nike Metcons. I have narrow feet, so they work really well for me. I can actually purchase them in the actual shoe size that I'm in, like not have to go up a half size or a whole size like some people have to on the Metcons. and they feel very stable for me for lifting. So when I'm going 1 rep maxes, I lift in my Metcons from now on. I used to have weightlifting shoes. They weren't like hardcore weightlifting shoes. They were the CrossFit version because, when you're in CrossFit, they tell you got to have weightlifting shoes. So that's what I had. And then I've only ever done one Spartan B. So I have Innovates for that because I was influenced. Actually, Kyle let me know of a sale. So yeah, I've got Innovates as well. And then when I play soccer, though, for like playing around, which has been a hot minute, but I really want to get on like a nice co-ed team again. I really like Adidas for soccer, and I just use the Copas. They're heavier than normal. People will argue with me all day, but they are just classic shoes. I think they're just $100. They work just fine, and that's yeah. Those are my shoes.
Very nice. You went into the soccer realm. I don't have a
Had
brand
to.
specific for soccer. I think I have both Adidas and Pumas. I have two different pairs that I wear for different reasons. Training, though, I've been doing the Nanos for the last year or two, and I like them. I have two different pairs that I'll alternate between. I used to be all about the Innovate F Light 195s or something like that. Super thin, super light, basically zero drop. I still really, really liked them. They would just wear and tear because they're so thin. They would kind of fall apart slightly easily, but I still like them a lot. I just started wearing nanos. There's a little bit more stability as far as for lifting goes. And I have weaker ankles, so I need a little more ankle support. But I still really, really like Innovate. They produce a lot of really good products, and I have the same Rock Light trail shoes, which I love. And I would like to try their regular running shoes, but some of them are a little mixed between. They're much more in the trail realm. So if you're looking for good trail shoes, check out Innovate. And there's also one that do mix street and trail. So if you're doing like more level ground or like gravel, dirt to road kind of things, they have those as well. Right now, I have my running shoes. I've been using the same ones for the last year or so, and I bought like two of the pairs this year, and that is New Balance. I forget the number because it's like a 3600 number or something like that. It's 4 digits. I don't remember. There's a niner in there or something, and those are really good. I have really high arches, so if for anybody that else has really high arches, they're pretty good for that, and they also have really good ankle stability. And it did make a huge difference as well. Before I was running in just regular flat Innovates, and then I started upping my miles more, and it makes a huge difference. So it's really good. And for the Brooks crowd, Liz wears Brooks, and she has super flat feet, so the exact opposite. So depending on what your feet are, which is also why it's good to go to a running coach, running person, salesperson for those. I also have lifters. Innovate Fast Lift for the lifters. If you can't tell, I like Innovate, even though I don't wear them as much anymore. They just have great products. But the Fast Lift I've had since for 6 years, and they're a bit beat up, but I rarely wear them anymore. Kind of like Kyle, I don't even strap them on until I'm at like 75 or so percent for squat, and it's just only squat is what I use it at, and I don't do holy lifting or anything like that much anymore anyway. So they only come out on heavy days. Basically the same anytime I'm using the belt is when I'm using my lifters.
Get on BCT, you'll wear them a lot more.
Well, strength, we're getting into some heavier stuff, but I'm okay not wearing them 3 times a week. What
about
else?
for lacrosse?
Lacrosse, I think I actually wear I wear actual lacrosse. The brand for that is Warrior. Warrior's a big lacrosse brand.
Mm-hmm.
They mostly just do lacrosse and field hockey, so they're very, very niche. But I wear actual lacrosse cleats for those. They're similar to football. There's a little bit less studs.
Mm.
They're kind of like a cross
What
between
kind of football? Wait, American football or
American football.
Oh,
So
okay.
they are a cross between American football and European football because of the speed that you have to have, but also the grip. Football cleats are much bigger studs.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do have a
We hit
pair
an
of
all-time high here.
I do have a pair of the. Oh, they're sitting right. I can see them right now. Can't remember the name. The finger shoes.
Oh
Toe
no.
shoes.
Mm.
Vibrams.
Vibrant.
I've literally worn in them twice, but I've actually hiked or done water stuff in them more than anything else.
You ever walk in a bathroom with those on? Like a public
No.
bathroom? Feels weird.
No.
It's like you're barefoot walking into a
Cool
public
story,
restroom.
bro.
And it's like,
Man,
it freaks me out.
Okay.
I had those. I wore them quite a bit. Well, just think about it. Would you ever walk barefoot into a public restroom?
No.
Yeah, but
I
that's what it
also
feels like.
I also wouldn't wear those type shoes anywhere. So
I mean, they're not bad. I did them for
Barefoot
like a
hater.
really wet hike. Yeah, right.
Goodness. Now I know how you feel about me squatting barefoot.
Yeah.
I agreed with you about squatting barefoot. I do
Yeah,
it myself.
Well, it doesn't seem like you actually agree.
I don't walk around in public
Prove
barefoot.
it.
Like big difference.
If you go to like Australia or New Zealand, people are walking around the grocery store barefoot. They're just the barefoot culture there.
It's
It was
better
weird
for you.
at first. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, but
Um,
I'm just like people. I could just think of like public floors. Like it's just the most nasty thing to. No.
I do think that my all-time mile PR was in those barefoot shoes, just so we're all on the same page.
all right, time to break them out.
I know. It's
Mhm.
like you want to get that
Talk about all
5-minute
this barefoot
combo.
stuff.
But I'm not doing it again, right? I'm in shoes now because
Calf
I don't know.
explosion.
that was like 10
Knee
years ago too. So
explosion.
who knows? Like,
Yeah.
do you have any more? How about your dress shoes?
Yeah. How many more shoes do you have? Let's talk
Wow, I
about
have a
all of them.
ton of shoes.
And what are the
My
slippers before bed?
No.
My fitness shoes have actually gone down some because I used to have like the Metcons as well for certain things, and yeah, I don't know what else I have. My, whatever I feel like wearing, like Metcons or something like that, I'll play for disc golf. My disc golf shoes. I don't have golfing shoes. I just wear whatever.
I wear my running shoes for disc golf.
But you're not running. You're ruining your running shoes.
They're my all-purpose shoes.
You
I
need a
They
little bit
have
more
a
lateral
limited
stability. Yeah.
Amount of miles. Yeah, you're sidestepping.
My soccer shoes are my CrossFit Nano, those Reebok Nanos, because they
and
have
you don't slip.
they have lateral stability, so I can.
I'd
You
fall right out
can't.
of mine.
I can't do it with my Ultras. They have absolutely no lateral stability, to where I roll my ankle like every time I try and play soccer. So I
Yikes.
switch. Yeah, I've been playing a lot of soccer in my backyard.
No.
I'm getting pretty good. I'm thinking about,
Going up
maybe-
against Ashley.
No, maybe going for it. Like maybe going
my
pro
gosh.
one day.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
I mean, this would be 10 years from now or so, not now.
I think we should move on to the workout.
Yeah. Okay. We got quarter mile for humanity today. That was good though. I mean, if anybody wants some shoe recommendations, there it is. Barefoot's probably best. And then what everyone else said. And Brooks was clearly a sponsor. We say there are no sponsors, but that was 3 out of the 4 on the team saying Brooks is where it's at. So
Yeah,
Do
but
they
they have
come at
our
me?
money, so they're definitely not.
yeah,
I'm a
we're sponsoring Brooks.
Yeah.
All right, quarter mile for humanity with barbell in the front rack. Perform 10 total lunges, 5 each leg. Then stop, stand in place, and do 5 reps of push press. You'll continue until you have completed 400 meters or 1/4 mile distance. If you don't have a 400-meter distance or can't do, then do 60 rounds.
Joe, your post-workout love cracks me up.
Oh yeah,
What?
Yeah, that says. Anyways, you should go,
that's
Joe.
just my notes.
He has to go now.
My notes are very simple. All it says is post workout love, and that is
And then it
because
says,
anytime.
ouch.
Yes, ouch. That was just my first thought when this came up. Ouch, and that's it. Anytime there's lunges in a Meet Yourself Saturday, you better believe your legs are going to be pretty sore. Okay, your quads are going to be kind of beaten up. So my note was post workout love. So smash those quads. Do some sort of couch stretch. If you want to enjoy your Sunday, your holiday weekend, then no, that's next week. I'm a week behind. Anyway, if you want to enjoy your Sunday or whatever's after this workout, then give some post-work love. And I will say, I have done this, but before it was a Meet Yourself Saturday.
That's how a
Like
lot of
years
them
ago.
pop up.
Yeah.
Like this, what did you name it? The drag? Such a drag?
Oh, such a drag. Yeah.
That might.
Just
Spoiler
Tuesday for
alert,
you?
we're doing it 3 weeks in a row.
Yeah, I was gonna keep that from
Oh my
everybody
gosh.
but Dash.
But anyway, that one could easily turn into Meet Yourself Saturday. I'm laughing every time I see someone's post right now because as of recording this, we're only 1 week into people having done it, but little do they know.
By
I've done
this
it 3
week,
times.
yeah, by the time this shows up, they'll already look into it. We can be like, oh, we got it again.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have skin on my forearms.
Remember how many quitters we had when I did Murph practice 3 weeks in a row?
Yeah,
I liked
yeah,
that
right.
one though.
Yeah.
I said wear knee sleeves for this if you're gonna do it on the concrete. So if you, because I do it on my road so I can walk, because I said the 60 rounds, if you can walk, do it. Like, just like the 60 rounds sucks. Like, I feel like it's worse than the actual quarter mile. So wear the knee sleeves on the concrete, don't tear up your knees, and do it in workable sets. So if you're gonna go for, I don't know, 10 sets of this before you drop the barbell, you know, try to stick to that or whatnot, just to try to get it done as quickly as possible. But yeah, find something that works for you, whether that's 5 sets, 10 sets, and stick to that.
I think it depends on how tall you are, because I could probably get a quarter mile done in less than 60. Liz might take 80 steps because she's a little bitty girl.
True. Yeah, I know I definitely do it under 60 rounds. I don't take 60 rounds to do the quarter mile.
Kyle?
So my advice is choose your weight wisely, the weight that's on the barbell, and just embrace the suck. I will second what Ashley said about trying to do it all 400 meters, not doing the 60 rounds. 60 rounds is brutal. But I would just say embrace the suck. Just go to that dark place and get it done. Tunes for this one, something angry. And
That's becoming like an official, like, we got to start throwing that into workouts. What?
Yeah, right?
yeah,
It's like a pairing, like a wine pairing with dinner. It's like, what kind of music would you pair with this workout? I like it.
something
all right.
angry for this one.
Yeah, a little Rage Against the Machine, or
Something that makes you angry.
Oh,
So like
Rage,
jazz
great
music
year.
or angry music.
No. Mm-mm. Jazz is never a suggestion ever.
It makes you angry though, right?
Sorry to all you jazz fans out there, but it's like, the workout puts you in the dark place. You don't need to go there with you don't need the music to make you angry. You need music to complement your anger that comes from the
Justify
workout,
your anger.
not something. Yeah, it's like solidarity, right? Not something that puts you over the top. Jazz is never a suggestion. Sorry to all the jazz fans out there. But
I was
not
repping
sorry.
heavy back squats to Frozen, the soundtrack, yesterday.
What is
Eleanor
wrong
squatting
with
with you?
What's wrong with
That's
me
a
is a
mental
2-year-old
toughness
daughter.
exercise.
She was out there and she wasn't in the best mood. And I still had like half my workout left. And so I was like, okay, let's try this out. Frozen. She was in a much better mood, going as normal. And all right.
Did you let it go?
I was going to say, you can't let it go.
I finished the workout. I basically did most of the workout to the Frozen soundtrack. So.
Yeah, no, that's not what I would do for this.
So my only advice here would be lunge properly. And I've been noticing this a lot. Don't lean forward when you lunge. And if you do, make it the most minimal lean that you can. I've been trying to brief this more in athlete briefs too on the Hard to Kill track, because when we have like box step ups, I've seen like a video posted or people doing it to where they put a leg up on the box and then they lean as far forward as they can and then step up. And I get it because it's taking a lot of the weight out of what you need to do and just displacing it in a different spot. And this is the same with lunges. It's going to be better for you if you can really keep that vertical upright torso. And it's no different here. And it's even a little bit more challenging here because you're holding a barbell on the front rack. So you're going to want to lean forward. So try and keep your, shoulder blades kind of pinched together, upright torso, and lunge. Maybe a little bit more uncomfortable, but way, way better for you. And so I'm not just saying this because I want the workout to be crappy for you. It's just better for you. If you're going to do repetitions, you might as well make them perfect repetitions. And I'll just say that with lunges in general. I don't have much else because you have the rest built in there for you. So,
Push press.
Yeah, you get to rest every couple of steps. Not that bad. That's it.
I love your meet yourself Saturday tips. They're great.
Yeah.
Don't base your weight off of the push press. That should be like the easiest part of the movement, by the way. Your traps are going to be smoked after this as well.
So it's empty barbell for everybody, right? No?
I think you could pick your weight.
It just says a barbell in the front rack.
Because I mean, I've done this with 65 pounds before. I've done it.
I've done it with 95.
Okay. So I guess my official recommendation would be your body weight. Is that what you just said not to do, Joe?
Okay.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
I'm kidding. Can you imagine if I already did 185 pound walking lunges? It's like meet yourself Saturday, or not meet yourself Saturday, the Iron Mile, but way worse.
Ugh.
Yeah, so try a barbell. How about that? I'll make it easier for everybody. Try an empty barbell if this is the first time doing it. And then next time you do it, you can add a little bit more weight.
You big old softy.
Yeah, I built in rest to that workout too. I must have been in a really good mood that day. So,
oh man,
that's it. We are officially sponsored by Brooks now, so no need to go sign up for that free trial. Obviously, I'm kidding. No sponsors here. But how you sponsor the podcast, how you keep us doing what we're doing, programming,
the Christmas lights
coaching, keeping the Christmas lights on, and all the things that we are doing is you go to garagegymathlete.com, you sign up for a free trial, you become an athlete, and we support you. You support us. It's a very awesome relationship. But for all those who are a part of the community and have been for a long time, we're rolling into the holidays. What's your plan? Kyle asked this in the group the other day. What's your plan of attack for the holidays? We're going to keep pumping out programming. We're not like, oh, it's Christmas Day, maybe we should just have like an off workout. Nope. We're still programming according to what the cycle goal was originally. So we are also closing in on the end of the year. So you'll start seeing more stuff about the next cycle coming up in January and all that we have going on. So if you aren't a part of the training and you want to get in, like, do it now. Why not now? Not like, I'll wait till Monday. Wait till Monday is, I'm not really going to do much. How about you start today? So to go garagegymathlete.com, sign up for a free trial. But that's it. That's all I got for this one. Thanks for listening to the Garage Gym Athlete podcast. If you want to learn more, go to garagegymathlete.com. You can learn about our training. Let us send you a copy of our book, The Garage Gym Athlete, or you can even get featured on the Garage Gym Athlete podcast. Thanks for listening.